right, well, good morning, everybody. My name is Dave Bonowitz. This is Dr. Jeff Hood. Behind the camera is Reverend Gary Whitty. Over here is Reverend Charles Keith, Minister of Justice. And we are here in just outside of McAlester, Oklahoma. This billboard here is put up. It's one of 3 billboards in here. There's one that says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." There's one that says, "Vengeance is mine," right across the street from What About Bob's Restaurant for breakfast. And there's also this one here that says, "Thou shalt not kill." And our goal here with having these billboards here in McAlester, which is where the Oklahoma State Penitentiary is, our goal here is to give people the opportunity to think about the teachings of people of the Christian faith and the words of Jesus and the words of God of the Hebrew Scriptures and what that means, and how it rests with our soul when we disobey those words. We want people to have a chance to think about that, which is why these billboards follow the first set, which was about watching the film about the innocence of Anthony Sanchez. So we have these films, and the film is available. We're directing people to the webpage at freeanthonysanchez.org. And today, Jeff is going to talk about this in a moment, but today we are starting and ask people, actually I did this yesterday, to call Governor Stitt and ask for a 60-day reprieve. A 60-day reprieve on the execution date. That's 2 weeks from yesterday, September 21st. We're trying to kill Anthony Sanchez. There's new evidence, there's new witnesses, there's a lot of old evidence that has not been accessible to the new attorneys, brand new attorneys. The investigator that we hired back in December has not had access to this evidence. And we think that that is vital before they have an execution. And there's precedence for this. Many people will remember way back when Timothy McVeigh blew up the Murrah building in Oklahoma City. Everybody knew he did it. There was no questions of that. But he had an execution date, and they came across a bunch of evidence that had not been considered. And they paused that execution because they wanted to make sure that justice and the rule of law was followed, and that the defendant had every ability to defend himself, and that his attorneys could have time to look at all that information. But there's precedent. We can do it for a killer like Timothy McVeigh. We need to be able to do it for somebody who we believe may not be guilty. I believe that there's enough evidence to question the conviction of Anthony Sanchez, maybe even demonstrate his innocence. Certainly, it points to somebody else. So that's what's happening today. We're asking the Governor Stitt, to reprieve this execution date and give the investigator and the lawyers time to investigate fully and make sure we've got it right. Because what if we got it wrong? Reverend Dr. Jeff Hood.
Good morning. Very thankful for my friends, Abe Bonowitz, Penalty Action, Gary Whitty, Charles Keith. Thankful for everybody who has worked hard on behalf of Anthony Sanchez. It's been a long road. I've known Anthony now for going on a year, close to a year. From the beginning of our relationship, we have grown closer and closer. We speak every night at 8 o'clock and have for, like I said, a year now. Those conversations have run the gamut between talking about life, family, to the case, to the conditions at OSP, Oklahoma State Penitentiary. But most of all, they've been human conversations. There's been a human connection. So often when people are on death row, we treat them as if they are something other than human. We treat them as if they are not one of us. Anthony Sanchez breathes the same air that we breathe. He is made by the same God that we are made by. And he loves his family and friends in the same way that you love your family and friends. I could sit here all morning and talk about Anthony's innocence. I believe that Anthony Sanchez is innocent. I could talk about all the evidence we found, especially all the evidence we found lately, the people who have called the hotline, the people who have stepped up and who have said, wait a second, this was not Anthony Sanchez. Glenn Sanchez was in the car with Julie Buskin. We saw him. I worked on the case. I know that this was not Anthony Sanchez. We've heard a lot of that. I could talk to you about a 60-day reprieve that we're campaigning for. 60 days so that the legal team, the brand new legal team, can look at the evidence, can engage all of this new stuff we found so that we can take it to court. But that's not why I'm walking today. That's not why I'm going from Oklahoma State Penitentiary all the way to the governor's office. Certainly those things are important. But what is most important is that the people of Oklahoma begin to realize that every single one of these guys who come up for execution are human beings. You see, every step that I take from here to the governor's office represents the friendship and the connection, the human connection that I have with Anthony. Every step is a testimony to the fact that this is someone who is created in the image of God. This is someone who is loved. And again, this is someone who breathes the same air that we do. A long time ago, I was always told to pray for what I want to happen. Like God is a magic genie. And if you rub the lamp the right way, you'll get your wish. Then I heard about praying with your feet. The need to get out there and work and push. So again, this walk is about the innocence of Anthony Sanchez. It's about a 60-day reprieve. But it is most of all about that great understanding that we are all human beings. So every step that I take is a prayer that the people of Oklahoma will wake up to such a fact, will wake up to the humanity of Anthony Sanchez, and will realize that in every circumstance, killing is wrong. September the 21st, we have a decision to make. We can choose to be murderers, or we can choose to be human. I am walking to provide a testimony that we've got to make the right choice. We've got to make the choice of humanity. We cannot honor Julie Buskin and kill somebody else. We cannot honor Julie Buskin and take another life. We cannot honor Julie Buskin and continue to kill. So again, with every step, I will be praying for you, the people of Oklahoma, that hard hearts will be softened and Anthony Sanchez will be saved. Amen.
Thank you very much for watching. Please sign the petition at freeanthonysanchez.org. Please donate at freeanthonysanchez.org. Help us do this work. We got 120 miles to go. Join us on Wednesday, about 3:30, 4 o'clock, in front of the state capitol in Oklahoma City. We'll be delivering thousands of petitions, as well as the handwritten letter from Anthony Sanchez that Jeff is on his way to the prison right now to pick up. Thanks, Dan.